Nemesis Reborn opened at Alton Towers over a month ago now, and it is a true masterpiece to behold. From the theming of the station to outside the station with that menacing eye and the moving teeth structure, even to the shop and just the whole area in general, it was very impressive to see on that opening day. However, despite how cool everything looked, Alton Towers have continuously been adding even more every day. There's been new theming added, a brand new facility, and some hints of some things we may see in the future. So today I'm going to discuss all the changes we've seen so far and also go into a few things that we can expect to see in the coming weeks, months, years, millenniums on Nemesis Reborn. Because as good as the ride is, it is still incomplete in some places. Much like Rita, because that will only be complete when it's gone. And with us talking about Nemesis Reborn, I wanted to quickly mention John Wardley's brand new book, The Life After Nemesis, right here. If you don't know John Wardley, he's the creator of Nemesis. And in this book, he's mentioned this channel. What is happening? Genuinely a massive thank you to John Wardley for mentioning me in this book, and also for giving me a signed copy as well. It's so cool. If you'd have told me when I was a kid that my channel would be in this book, I wouldn't have believed you. It is crazy. I am beyond grateful. John Wardley, you are a legend. And of course, if you do go on to enjoy this video about Nemesis Reborn, then please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. Nemesis Reborn then, the rebirthed version of the original Nemesis. What has changed about it? Well, I'm not going to go through everything that's changed because I've gone through that probably about 700 times by now. But despite adding so much to the area and sort of changing a load of different things, they've been adding even more since it opened. They're probably adding more as I speak right now. And there were a few posts circulating on social media talking about some of these newer changes, but once again, like with Hyperia testing, I was in Blackpool when all of these came up. So on the drive back, we decided, you know what, instead of going to a service station like a normal human being to take a rest, no, let's go to Alton Towers. But I was intrigued to see these updates, so let's take a look. And because I haven't been since the start of April, at the start of April, they did open that unopened black box. And of course, inside there, if you don't know already, is an arcade. Woohoo! And I mean, whether it be a temporary solution for that space and the inside of that building, or even if it's permanent, I don't mind it too much, you know? I mean, arcades are huge things in the UK theme park industry. I don't really know why, but they seem to be good money makers. So they're giving people another chance to win Seek the Truth t-shirts and just play some games. Because why not? The only thing I will say is the fact that the room itself that the arcade is in is so tall and huge. I felt tiny in there, and I'm 6'4", so that wasn't normal for me. There's a few themed machines in there with a grabber that you can win your own Nemesis eye on. There's some Phalanx logos on the wall and even some text that says like restricted area and training facility. I trained to become a Phalanx soldier by putting basketballs in an arcade machine. And yeah, that's pretty much the arcade. There's a few things on the outside such as like red tube things and the sign. And it's very similar to the shop, Bunker 94, which I quite like the sort of coexistence of the two. It is a huge building though, so could it be used for something else in the future? I don't know. They've already got one flat ride coming down near the shop, so to get another one in this building or get another ride in that building, it probably would be quite tricky, but I wouldn't be against it. But moving further down towards the actual coaster of Nemesis itself, at the start of this month as well, there have been some updates to the eye, because some tentacles were placed around the circumference of that structure, and they actually do look really nice, although when they first installed them, they put about 2 or 3 in, and it looked so weird. But now they've added it all around that teeth structure, and as much as they're not moving or anything, I think the fact that the teeth move instead of that is enough to make up for it, and it actually does look really good in person. I'm very glad they added that. And that was one of those things that they were supposed to have on it when it first opened, but they obviously just didn't get around to doing it. It's literally on the adverts and the model of the station, so it was definitely planned to be added. Much like some added theming to the cannon in the queue line. In some of my other videos, I have mentioned how this cannon is a really cool feature of the queue, but it looks very boxy and polygon-esque, as if it's been made in a 3D modelling software called Blender. Because there wasn't much theming around that cannon or on it. I guess the sort of crates and stuff on the floor, there was only a few. But now they've added a lot more to it, and it does look a lot nicer as well. They've added some thinner black cables hanging down from the sort of barrel of the cannon. And then there's even some really thick red ones towards the back of it, which someone did compare to strawberry laces, and now I can't unsee it. But it does add something to that cannon. I think it looks a lot more like it's a Nemesis orientated weapon than before. So yes, a welcomed improvement. My thumb wasn't on the screen. Yes! Around the queue as well, there's been various, again, crates and even some satellite-looking things added too, just to sort of make up that empty ground. Put some things there. Make people look and go, green crate. But putting these little things around the queue line is a lot better than just having grass and dirt, so I'm very happy they did that. Although the one place that is still yet to have anything done to it is what I'm going to call the Nemesis mound, because as themed as the rest of the area is, this mound right here, it's been like that since opening day. It's just been a mud pit, and I really hope they do something with it. But we'll get onto that in a second, because what was quite interesting is to the right of that mound, you can see this blue tubing that's being ran down towards the Nemesis site. And a blue tube probably means one thing and one thing only: the waterfalls are coming back. I guess I've spoken about all the new updates, so I can start speculating now. Obviously, we don't know for certain if the waterfalls will be returning, but the fact they're sort of making this new pipe work towards the site where the waterfalls are, the fact on various days, people, including myself, have noticed that there's been work staff monitoring and surveying the pipe and drainage work. I think it's a given at this point. Hopefully, we see that back soon. I mean, I really hope they're red waterfalls. I somehow don't think they will be, but I have my fingers crossed. I mean, in this day and age, there must be an environmentally friendly way that you can get red running water. They do it at Chessington. Come on, Alton Towers. Let's do it. But you can never say never. I really do hope the red waterfalls come back. That would just be Nemesis Reborn in its prime. I would love to see it. But if we move backwards through the queue line, because obviously we've spoken about those waterfall tubes, if we go back to the mound. Surely there's got to be something planned for that little area, right? For any parts of the queue that they wanted to cover up so you couldn't see out, they've put this black wooden fencing up, but for that bit, they've just done metal grated fencing. So surely they want to put something there. I think there's a little more theming coming that we don't know about just yet. Maybe we'll see another vehicle of some sort. Of course, in Forbidden Valley as a whole, we now have 2 helicopters, a bus, a tank. So surely now, what's next? A car? Nah, that's kind of boring. A plane? Nah, a boat. So, but being serious, I think a plane would be pretty cool right there. A phalanx operative plane. A jet. Give me a fighter jet in that area and I'll be so happy. Obviously, I know as well that that area has to be kept somewhat clear so they can fit cranes in case they have to do any maintenance work on the bottom of the loop pit. Obviously, in between, they're going to have some sort of through road that they need to keep. So put a runway and then have a hangar with a plane or something. I am full of such good ideas, but I'm excited to see what they do there, as I am with Galactica, because there is so much speculation regarding it and I have no idea what's going to happen. They might get it retracked into a Zamperla Valair, you never know. What do you think they will add to the area of Forbidden Valley in the future? Let me know in the comments below and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, go and watch this video here.
If you want to find out what is happening to Galactica or what might happen, I am so correct with all speculation.